Update on the ABA situation. So to catch you up if you haven't seen that video, I was expecting to go into Zoe's OT appointment yesterday and have to tell them that I didn't want to do ABA therapy for her. And I was kind of expecting it to be, well then, maybe we discontinue OT for right now because you don't really trust our input. Not wanting to discontinue OT. She is cooperating in that therapy right now. It is going really well. The main issue is that the goals she's working on there, a lot of it she's refusing to work on for me at home. And when you have a 30 or 45-minute therapy session every couple of weeks, that doesn't get you anywhere if you're not also working on it at home. That's kind of the agreement. It's not that we don't do anything or that she isn't making any progress, but she isn't wanting to work on the things that they're working on there most of the time, like putting on her socks in particular. So they suggested trying behavioral therapy and then coming back. After a little bit of research and seeing what other autistic people are saying, adults who did do ABA therapy as children, what they're saying about their experiences, I don't want to do that. And to be honest, it sounds like it's mostly used for extreme behaviors, which we also aren't having. She is not a danger to herself. She does not self-harm. She's not a danger to other people. She doesn't try to hurt other people. Those are the only instances I could see it making sense for us to try something like that if we're having a major problem and we really, really need help. And that's just not the case. I am open to learning more about it because it will probably come up again. If I'm going to say I don't want to do something, I want to be really informed about it so I can voice why I don't want to do it. However, that being said, it didn't really come up. He said, we talked about doing a social program. Remember that? And I said, I don't remember that. Do you mean the behavioral therapy? And he said, no. And he pulled out a storybook that talks about basically solving problems and coming up with solutions. I was intrigued. I said, okay, yeah, I don't remember this, so let's talk about this. I don't think we talked about it, but maybe I just misunderstood something. He said, well, like today, we practiced her eating with a spoon, which is something I wanted to add to her goals, feeding herself. She can do it. She doesn't want to do it. If she had more confidence and she was better at it, she might want to do it more. So he has added that. So she was feeding herself some pudding with a spoon and she got a little on her hand and she started to get upset. And he said, hey, let's talk about this. So you have a problem, right? There's pudding on your hand. What can we do about this? And she said, we need to clean it off. And he said, yeah, we can do that. And he gave her a wet wipe and like a tissue or something, 2 choices. And he said, which one do you want to use? And she grabbed the wet wipe and he said, okay, let's fix it. And she cleaned off her hand. And he said she didn't really get upset. She just cleaned it up and they talked about, see, there are big problems and there are small problems. And this is a small problem and we can fix it. It's easy. And they fixed it. And so they are going to start talking about big problems versus small problems and what they can do to fix them, especially small problems. Instead of getting really upset, what can we do to solve this? And I like that. We can use that. That's the kind of thing that we work on at home too. So it really didn't even come up. I didn't have to say I didn't want to do it. He didn't ask. My guess is he might have looked into it a little bit and found out that there are waiting lists, and he even said that getting insurance to cover it is hard. So maybe it's just off the table for now, but we are still doing OT and it's looking good.